What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kruisin with Kris.
Hey Kris, you were our only friend, and I know this is belated. We love you back.
So, I don't really know how to start these things. It's always kind of awkward, like, what do I say? Anybody can say, hey everybody, or what's up? It's your boy. But like, what's unique that nobody says? This time on Kruisin with Kris, we will talk about nothing at all and everything at the same time. Stay tuned for more. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really work. I don't know. We could do an intro like... It's an Evan Almighty reference, by the way. If you didn't get that. But anyways, so here we are. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. I wanted to go ahead and pop out another recording, even though I hadn't even edited down my last two. This will at least give me something to post like over the weekend or something if I decide to. Or for next week, starting off next week. Yeah, this, as a matter of fact, this probably won't drop until Sunday or Monday of this coming week. The reason for that is because there's rain coming. And from the forecast, it looks like a whole mess load of rain is coming. And as y'all have been able to tell from my previous videos, Kris don't like riding in the rain. It just don't. I don't like doing it. So I'm not going to. I don't understand how these, like, people in European countries that have no other form of transportation, or and also some of like Asian countries and such, where there's like your bike is your only form of transportation and you're riding whether it's raining or not. And a lot of those jokers don't even ride with helmets. Or like in the UK where it rains all day every day. I don't get how they do that. Nah, chief. I'm good. You're right here in sunny South Georgia. There's actually a little bit of chill in the air this morning. It's not like cold, but I'm not sweating already, so that's a plus. It's always a plus. You know what? I do have something I want to talk about. I do have something I want to discuss. Something that's been bothering me for a little while now. And that's people's mentality towards motorcyclists. So at one point in time, riding a motorcycle was not just a pleasurable, I want to go do this because I like riding motorcycles type deal. There was a time period where you rode motorcycles because you couldn't afford to ride anything else. You couldn't afford a car. And possibly you didn't need one because you were living by yourself or something. There was a time period in America where that was the standard. Now they've become these big luxury things, and used to, motorcycles are really cheap. That's not, they're still, if you buy them used, they're still pretty cheap, but that's not necessarily the case new anymore. I mean, there's bikes that cost more than basic cars nowadays. There's a lot of bikes that cost more than basic cars. As a matter of fact, most new bikes nowadays cost the price of a like lower level, entry level new car, or you know, a decent used car, depending on what you're getting. All of that to say, there was a time period where this was the standard, and that right there was a luxury. Nice BMW. I don't know what changed exactly. I guess the standard income in America got better, or cars become cheaper, or people got tired of riding bikes. I don't know. I don't really know what changed. But something changed. And so now bikes are seen as a Monte Carlo. Oh, that's nice. I like that. So now cars are seen as the standard. If you need a ride, then get a cheap beater car somewhere on Facebook for $1,000 and run it till it blows up. And motorcycles are seen as something those wild youngins go and do, or as your retirement thing that you've always been wanting to get, or something like that. It's not seen as a standard anymore. Even though for a lot of people, it really is a standard. Now, I don't ride because it's a necessity, so to speak. I like to ride. I very much enjoy riding. But this mentality change towards bikes have actually made it more dangerous for bikers. And here's why I say that. So, back in the day, when bikers were standard, it was a part of the road, cars understood they needed to watch out for motorcyclists. And, seeing somebody on a bike wasn't just seeing somebody on a bike. Seeing somebody on a bike that could be my brother or my uncle or my cousin. It wasn't, there goes a wild hooligan going fast in traffic because he can. And so that change in mentality now to where only the rebel youth or those 1%ers go and get motorcycles has changed the mentality from, okay, that could be family, and I have family that rides a motorcycle, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt for any reason just because I don't want to see anybody get hurt, and this is an actual comment I heard at work the other day. I'm not going to disclose names, but this is an actual comment I heard from a couple older fellas. They were talking about guys lane splitting, which is completely safe. I want to throw that out there. Lane splitting is completely safe. As a matter of fact, it's been proven to be safer for motorcyclists to lane split than to sit in traffic. And we can talk about that at another time. But we were talking about lane splitting in particular and how motorcyclists drive fast and aggressive. And there's reasons we do all that. But they were talking about how they didn't mind if one of them got what they deserved, got what was coming to them. In other words, something that they got in a wreck or died. Because that would be one less idiot on the road, and natural selection could take its course. That burned me up. I didn't say anything because of who was saying it, but it really, really burned me up the wrong way. It really did not sit right with me. First off, I don't care who it is. I don't wish injury or death on anybody for any reason. I don't care if they're the stupidest person in the world. I don't wish that on anybody. It's one thing if you got a murderer or a rapist, then yeah, that's a little different. That's capital punishment. That's punishment. It was retribution for something they've done. However, a guy riding a motorcycle down the street that inconveniences you, which I don't even understand, and I'll get to that in a second too, but wish death upon a fellow person just because you don't like something they're doing? My God, man, grow up. That's something I could see like an 8-year-old saying, I wish you were dead. Not something I see a grown man saying about another grown individual. Or a teenager. I mean, some of the people they're talking about are teenagers. Because you can get a motorcycle license in Georgia at 16, I think. See, like that turn right there. Yeah, I just jumped in front of an 18-wheeler that was stopped at a red light. But see, here's the thing. Me getting in front of him, it may have been annoying, but it didn't inconvenience him at all. Because here's why. I'm right on this car in front of me. He's not going to catch me. And I'm already gone before he's even hardly made it through the red light. That's not an inconvenience for him. It may be a mild annoyance because somebody got in front of him, but that doesn't even make sense to me. Why should that be any inconvenience to him whatsoever when it didn't cost him any time, any effort, anything at all? It didn't cost him anything. And that's the exact mentality that I have towards people lane splitting. I don't know what this guy over here is doing. Towards lane splitting and being aggressive in traffic. We're aggressive in traffic because we have to be. Because you guys don't pay attention to us. And being aggressive is the only way that people pay attention to us. Now this right here is just me being a little snotty because I don't want to get stuck behind them on the entrance ramp. But for the most part, we do it because that's how we stay alive. So there's a really awesome video by a guy named Fortnine on YouTube, and I'll probably post the link in the description. But it talks about being an invisible driver. When you're a motorcyclist, driving like you're invisible. And the reason for that concept is because we're invisible to everybody on the road. People just don't see us. They don't notice us because we're not a threat. Your brain naturally filters stuff that is a threat versus not a threat. And we're not seen as a threat. We're not seen as a threat because we're really not. The only time we become a threat is when you see us as that aggressive, douchey driver. Even though what we're doing, we have completely in our hands. We know what we're doing, most of us. You know, we are able to estimate our lanes and where we're aiming the bike a whole lot better than what you can see. And it seems aggressive and douchey, but it's really not. We do that so that we're seen. I know that if I'm flying in front of you in traffic all of a sudden out of nowhere, your brain is going to register that as a threat. Your brain is going to notice me. You have to see me at that point. My brake lights flash when I stop. I do that so that you have to see me when I stop. So that flashing light becomes a warning sign, a threat in your mind. And you see that and say, oh crap, what's going on here? And lane splitting. So here's why lane splitting is separate for motorcyclists. So for one, this bike that I'm sitting on right now, a good definition of a motorcyclist is a person who takes a tank full of a flammable liquid, sets it on a 200-degree engine, and sticks the whole contraption between their legs. Because that's what we do. Okay? So, my bike right here is not liquid cooled. It does not have a radiator. It does not have water anywhere in the engine. The only thing that cools it is moving. It has baffles in the side of the engine, which I guarantee you've probably seen before and didn't know what it's for. But the baffles in the side of this engine is what keeps this engine cool. It disperses heat. It has a oil cooler on the front that looks like a radiator, but that's to keep the oil cool because there is no radiator. This bike gets really hot, really fast, especially when it's stopped. So when we're in traffic that's moving 10, 15 miles an hour, this bike right here is just gathering heat, gathering heat, gathering heat. Okay, on top of that, motorcycles recharge their batteries a little differently than cars do. So with a car, you have a belt, usually a serpentine belt, that runs through an alternator that spins at a constant rate, that constantly generates energy at a constant speed. Okay? As long as your car is cranked and your alternator is working properly and your battery is working properly, you don't have to worry about the car dying. Because that's the way it works. On a motorcycle, the camshaft connects directly to a magnet that spins through something called a stator. And that stator develops energy and sends it to a regulator rectifier that converts that AC energy into a DC energy that runs through your battery and charges your battery. That process only works if you're moving about 20 or 30 miles an hour. Anything less than 20 or 30 miles an hour, my bike does not charge. So me sitting in traffic, I run two risks. I run my bike overheating and shutting off, and I run a risk of it losing energy and shutting off, completely dying, both of which suck. Both of which are going to leave me stranded on the side of the road for a long time. Okay, the next issue is if you get rear-ended in a car, you've got a whole lot of space between you and where that car rear-ended you. You got the trunk, you got the back seat, there's a whole lot of room. So even if they hit you going at a pretty considerable speed, you're probably going to be okay. I don't have anything in between me and the car. I have a rear tire, that's it. So if I get hit, I don't have a cage around me, I don't have airbags, I don't have a seatbelt. All I have is what I'm sitting on. And so if somebody rear-ends me, I'm probably going into the car in front of me, and I'm probably going to get sandwiched and squished and killed. Why? Not because I was being reckless, because somebody else was being reckless. It really sucks, don't it? Now, if I'm being reckless on the motorcycle and get in an accident, more than likely, unless I hit somebody like head on, which is not going to happen, unless I'm being reckless and hit somebody, I'm probably not going to cause them a ton of physical damage. I might mess up their car a little bit, but insurance will take care of that. That's what insurance is for. But I'm not going to cause them any bodily harm, more than likely, other than a little scratch where their windshield broke or whatever. And so, lane splitting allows a motorcycle to take the lane between those cars right there when speeds are less than, I want to say it's 15 or 20 miles an hour. It's a space that we can fit between easily without issue, unless somebody's being a jerk. And it's pretty easy to drive a straight line. And so we just take right up the center. You're very regulated as far as what your speed's considered. You're only allowed to do so fast. And even then, I don't think it's called lane splitting. I think lane splitting is when you're going faster than that. There's another term for, I can't think of it right now. There's another term if you're going slower like that. Anyways, it's legal in 2 states right now. It's legal in California and it's legal in Utah. And both states have had amazing success in this, and they've had an amazing success in the decline of motorcycle accidents and dead stop traffic. You heard that, right? The number of accidents went down because they allowed lane splitting. Guys are getting in less accidents on motorcycles in stop traffic. It's not dangerous and creating more accidents like you thought. Other countries do this on a constant basis. It's a standard in other countries. The United States is one of the only countries that don't allow for it. So that's my two cents on that. This road in particular is highly dangerous, as is. And every day when I come home, just about every day, it is a dead stop from 37th Street where I get on to Dean Forest. Every day. Unless I leave work like super late. So one of the things that could really save a lot of hassle is if you took part of that traffic that's stuck, which is motorcyclists, and there's a few of us, and took them out of the picture. Let them go up the center. Now there's no longer an extra person sitting in traffic in front of you. They're just going right up the center. They're making themselves happier because they're moving and they're getting where they gotta go. Yeah, they may cut in traffic a little bit. They may get to where they're going 5 minutes before you do. But by them getting there 5 minutes earlier than you do, did they cost you any time whatsoever? That's my question. In lane splitting, if a person was if this traffic right here was dead stopped, and I went up the center and beat the traffic and got to where I had to go, would by me cutting that traffic cost you any time? The answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I'm going to get in and merge and go on, and it's not going to make anybody slow down. It's not going to make anybody stop. There's not going to be any problems. I'm just going to go right through the center and get right back in the flow of traffic. You're going to be sitting there like you would have been regardless of me. That's my big thing. All these people complaining, all these people fussing about motorcyclists and how dangerous motorcyclists are and how aggressive and douchey they are and how they're costing everybody else so much time when they're not costing you a daggum thing. Nothing. It costs you nothing. You want to talk about something that costs you time? Talk about people like this who sit here and ride in the wrong lane going 70 miles an hour. Let's talk about that. Because a lot of you daggum car drivers do that crap. And if you really want to talk about what's costing you time And what's making everybody so late, 9 times out of 10, the reason this road right here is stopped, it's not because of a wreck. It's because somebody got pulled over, or maybe there was a wreck or something, and everybody stops and turns their head as they go by. They got the rubberneck. They got to see what the heck's going on. If you quit doing that crap and just drive, then it would be a lot faster for the rest of us. But no, your nosy butt's got to go see what's going on so that you can go tell your friends about the wreck you saw on 16. This is kind of a vent session for me, I guess, but I guess that's the point of a vlog. To get your thoughts out, get your emotions out. So yeah, I'm saying my 2 cents. That's what I think about the situation. If you disagree with me, put it in the comments. We'll talk about it. I'd love to talk about it. A lot of stuff is perceived danger over actual danger. There's a lot less actual danger than there is perceived danger on a motorcycle. Like me driving without a throttle hand right now. Not any danger whatsoever in doing that. Completely safe. But somebody's going to have something to say about it. Guaranteed.